Hello, I'm Oak Park Police Chief LaDon Reynolds. I'm here today to assure the community that the Oak Park Police Department remains fully committed to solving the murders of Leslie Jones and her husband Thomas Johnson, which occurred in their home on Fair Oaks Avenue more than 9 months ago.
That was Police Chief as he's speaking to Oak Park US in regards to who killed their husband and wife Leslie Ann Jones and Thomas Johnson from Oak Park, Illinois, which is the story that we are going to cover today. Let's just cross a couple of things off before we get to the story. I absolutely mean no disrespect or offence to anyone with my videos. It's just information I'm getting on the internet and putting it all together into one video. My aim is it keeps the story alive and in the public arena so that it can be shared to people in the area, and hopefully someone will see it. They might know some information. We can get it solved and help these families get some justice. Viewer discretion is advised for this one. If you're able to, subscribe to the channel would be great. Give us a thumbs up or a thumbs down. Hit the notification bell. This is a really simple way of helping the channel out. Really awesome. I want to give a shout out to Shah, who went to buymeacoffee.com/nzmysteries and shouted me a coffee. That's amazing. I love the donations. Thank you so much. I've got to be honest that even when I reach 1,000 subscribers, I'm not going to be monetized. So donations like that are really important to me, and I thank you so much for them. All the information for everything we talk about is going to be in the description boxes where you can donate, the sources that we use, so you can go and do some more investigating for yourself. All the things you need to know about the channel and other ways you can go and see us and support us. But let's get into our story here. So let's start with the ChicagoTribune.com. Medical examiner rules death of Oak Park attorney's homicides, reports couple was stabbed to death. Okay, so let's go and have a look at information about Oak Park. Here at Wikipedia, Oak Park is a village in Cook County, Illinois, adjacent to Chicago. It is the 29th most populous municipality in Illinois, with a population of 51,878 as of the 2010 U.S. Census estimate. In 1968, Oak Park passed the Open Housing Ordinance, which helped devise strategies to integrate the village rather than resegregate. Today, Oak Park remains ethnically diverse and is known for its socially liberal politics, with 80% or higher voter turnout in every presidential election since 2000, and I think that's pretty impressive. Again, quickly with Wikipedia, I just wanted to look at the crime stats for Chicago. So crime in Chicago has been tracked by the Chicago Police Department's Bureau of Records since the beginning of the 20th century. The city's overall crime rate, especially the violent crime rate, is higher than the US average. Chicago was responsible for nearly half of 2016's increase in homicides in the US, though the nation's crime rates remain near historic lows. The reason for the higher numbers in Chicago remain unclear. So, very alarming statistics for that. Let's have a look at the map. So if you see that pretty red dot, that is where Chicago, Illinois is. And if my silly computer lets me, we're going to go in and have a closer look. So you can pretty much see that Oak Park is right in the city, very close. Back with ChicagoTribune.com. Two prominent attorneys who were found dead inside their Oak Park home on Monday evening were stabbed to death, according to the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office. We're looking at this date, April 15th, 2020. On Wednesday evening, the medical examiner ruled both Leslie Ann Jones, 67, and her husband, Thomas E. Johnson, 69, were killed as a result of multiple sharp force injuries, and both deaths were ruled homicides. The news came as neighbours were preparing to hold a memorial observance in front of the home Jones and Johnson shared in the 500 block of Fair Oaks Avenue. Police were initially called to the home Monday night to conduct a welfare check, and officers located their bodies inside. Leslie and Thomas were pronounced dead at 7:47 p.m. by Oak Park Police. Oak Park Police Chief LaDon Reynolds said a preliminary investigation showed the deaths occurred under, quote, suspicious circumstances, unquote, later saying the deaths were not self-inflicted. Police called on the West Suburban Major Crimes Task Force for assistance with the investigation. The task force offers expertise and resources of police departments across the region. On Wednesday morning, the FBI confirmed through a statement it is also assisting with the case. The FBI is aware of the situation in Oak Park and is assisting at the request of local law enforcement, the statement read. There is no further information at this time. And as you can see, if you're on YouTube, there's some beautiful pictures of a memorial there. So Thomas Johnson was particularly well known for his work as a hearing officer for the Chicago Police Board, and also represented late Chicago Mayor Harold Washington for a time. Among his clients were coal miners seeking black lung benefits and children from Chicago Austin's neighborhood, who sued the state for tighter regulation of gun sales, saying they had suffered trauma from witnessing shootings. Jones, Leslie, also an accomplished attorney, was known for her charitable efforts. She was involved with the Arts Council in Oak Park and was a long-time board member of Hephzibah Children's Association. Look, everything I've read about these two, these are salt-of-the-earth, hard-working Americans that have good morals, good values, and they are really charitable and just do a lot of work. And yeah, see that everywhere I go. So both were graduates of Harvard Law School and were partners in the downtown law firm of Johnson, Jones, Snelling, Gilbert and Davis. Jones, Leslie, specialised in healthcare, civil rights and real estate law, while Thomas worked on issues of social justice and corporate accountability, litigating cases all the way to the US Supreme Court. Attorney Jeffrey Gilbert joined the two at the firm in 1994, but knew Johnson since 1973. He came to know Leslie in the 1980s, when the couple married. Gilbert said they were wonderful people. He was the sort of person where if you needed somebody, he'd be there. Leslie was quieter, but she was a person who was incredibly artistic and well-read. She'd read 3 novels a week. They were just as decent and wonderful of people you'd want to meet. They'll always be remembered as wonderful attorneys, but the depth of their kindness and generosity is the thing that marks them as human beings. And I couldn't have said that better. Now we're heading over to oakpark.us, and Police Chief asks for patience, understanding as double homicide investigation continues. Like I said, I'm going to have the sources in the description box below, so if you want to go and watch the rest of this video, then you can do so. So February 2nd, 2021, this one came out, with neighbours and reporters frequently asking for updates on the investigation of the murders of Leslie Jones and her husband Thomas Johnson in their home on Fair Oaks Avenue in April of last year. Oak Park Police Chief LaDon Reynolds released a video statement today assuring the community that the police department remains fully committed to solving the crime. He said, "I can personally assure you that the investigation of this shocking and brutal crime is not stalled or slowed in any way. The investigation remains a top priority and has the continued active support and resources of the West Suburban Major Crimes Task Force, the Illinois State Police, the FBI, and the Cook County's State Attorney's Office." Citing the sheer volume of forensic evidence gathered from a crime scene, which was a 3-story, nearly 4,000 square foot, 113-year-old house that sits upon 10,000 square feet of land, Reynolds said evidence still being processed by the Illinois State Police Crime Lab. He said to call the gathering and processing of forensic evidence related to such a crime meticulous would be an understatement, Reynolds said, adding that what happened was a tragedy that the community will not soon forget. Apprehending the person or persons who committed this brutal crime remains the number one priority of the Oak Park Police Department. Anyone with information about the incident is urged to contact the Oak Park Police Department at 708-386-3800. Information may also be provided anonymously by calling 708-434-1636 or online at oakpark.us/crime tip. Now, I'm going to have these details in the description box below if you know some information and need to call those numbers. And let's be honest, somebody knows something, so if that's you, there's a number you can call anonymously. Please do so. So we're here at again the ChicagoTribune.com. New details emerge in killings of prominent Oak Park attorney couple found stabbed in their home. So let's take a look at what this one has to say. Months after a husband and wife were found dead inside their Oak Park home, new details have become known about the slayings. Both spouses were prominent Chicago area attorneys. Autopsy reports recently released by the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office shed light on how the bodies were discovered and the extent of the stabbings. And the killings obviously have not yet been solved. According to a police report included in the file, family members of Thomas Johnson, aged 69, and Leslie Jones, 67, wanted to check on them after not hearing from the couple for about 4 days. On April the 13th, family members who did not live in the area asked Jones and Johnson's 20-year-old godson, who does live in the area, to visit their home in the 500 block of Fair Oaks Avenue for a well-being check. The godson found the front door closed but unlocked, and he went inside about 7:30. Just inside the front door, he discovered Leslie's body lying on the stairs, while Thomas's was found in an upstairs bedroom lying on a bed, the report said. The godson called Oak Park Police and paramedics rushed to the home. A doctor from Loyola University Medical Center pronounced the couple dead at 7:47 p.m. And we cannot underestimate how this is going to affect that godson for the rest of his life, having to relive those memories over and over again. That's going to affect him for a very, very long time. It's very sad. An Oak Park police detective wrote that night in the documents that he had limited information regarding Jones and Johnson because forensic technicians were still processing the scene and speaking with family members when the report was filed. The detective did report the home did not appear to be ransacked and said Johnson's wallet was found on the bedroom floor with its contents scattered. First responders also located the couple's dog alive in the home, and paw prints from the dog and footprints from a person were visible in the residence, the report said. The report states that Thomas Johnson was stabbed multiple times in the head, neck and shoulder area, while Leslie Jones was stabbed multiple times in the head, chest, shoulder and arms. The medical examiner ruled the cause of death for both as multiple sharp force injuries, ruling both deaths as homicides. I just want to apologise for the video quality. I am working on this tiny little notebook, and it's only 4 gig. It doesn't run any of the software I need it to make anything more appealing. I'm sorry, but we just work with what we've got. As we know, the couple were both graduates of Harvard Law School and were partners in a law firm in downtown. Johnson was particularly well known, Thomas, for his work as a hearing officer, and he oversaw hearings for 4 officers last year accused of covering up the investigation in the 2014 Laquan McDonald shooting. He presided over the hearing of an officer who shot and killed 55-year-old Betty Jones and 19-year-old Quintonio Legria during a confrontation with Legria in 2016. Now, I have not seen anything that alludes to these killings being anything to do with their work. Could it be a possibility? It possibly could be a possibility, but there definitely has been nothing that I've heard about that. But I guess at this time, it's unsolved. You've got to keep up all your options open, don't you? So let's hope something comes along. So Thomas Johnson also used to watch over young people from single-parent homes who were part of wrestling and baseball programs in the Chicago area. Leslie Jones was also known for her charitable efforts, particularly with the Oak Park Area Arts Council and Hephzibah Children's Association. So just again reinforcing that these two were good people, very good people who just done so much for their community. They did not deserve to go like this. We have another article to take a look at. So just going on to lawandcrime.com, Medical Examiner's Office releases new details on mysterious slayings of 2 prominent attorneys. And there's not much new information, but it sort of just brings everything together. Who killed a Chicago area husband and wife attorney couple and why? Now, this was released September 2020, so we're not looking that far back, guys. It has been 5 months since Thomas Johnson, 69, and Leslie Ann Jones, 67, were found slain at their home in Oak Park, Illinois. The answers about who was responsible for the slayings and what their motive might have been is still publicly unclear, but the Cook County Medical Examiner's Office released new info on how the victims were discovered and the manner in which they died. So again, the bodies were discovered April 13th after the family members who don't live nearby asked the couple's 20-year-old godson to check in on them. He found the front door to their home shut but unlocked. He stepped inside. Leslie was discovered on the stairs and Thomas was upstairs. This poor guy, the godson, called the cops to no avail. A doctor pronounced Jones and Johnson dead at 7:47 p.m. Jones was stabbed in the head, chest, shoulder and arms, according to the ME's office. Johnson sustained stab wounds to the head, neck and the area of the shoulder. Again, a detective at the time noted the residence did not seem to be ransacked. Johnson's wallet was on the floor of the bedroom. The things inside were described as having been scattered. Does this seem like a robbery? It doesn't appear so. They're not saying if anything was missing from the wallet. They're just saying that they found them scattered. Cops were initially mum on a lot of the details. Oak Park Police Chief LaDon Reynolds asked locals in the surrounding blocks to provide security video they might have recorded up to a week before the incident. While it may be difficult for some to understand why more information can't be released at this time, ensuring the integrity and thoroughness of the investigation must be the #1 priority, he said at the time. Keeping the details confidential is an important part of the investigative process, and we understand that. We definitely know that the police need to keep things to their chest sometimes. So it's just saying here, Johnson worked social justice and corporate accountability cases, and also again it says oversaw hearings for the police board of the city of Chicago. Most notably, he handled hearings of 4 officers who allegedly covered up the 2014 shooting of teenager Laquan McDonald. Tom was an outstanding hearing officer and a wonderful man, said Police Board President Gian Foreman at the time of the incident. All of us on the board admired and respected Tom's deep knowledge of the law and commitment to fairness. His work was of the highest caliber. Most importantly, he was in our eyes and by all accounts a thoughtful, kind and caring man. We all miss him greatly and offer our prayers and condolences to Tom and Leslie's son and family. So, thank you very much for hanging around to give me a chance and listen to this case. This case just grabbed me. I don't know, for some reason these are just really, like I say, salt of the earth, really good people. They do good work, they do good charitable things in their community. It sounds like they come from a loving family, and you know, they just didn't deserve to go like this. I'm going to have everything in the description box below. If you have any information, please contact the authorities. Get this off your chest and let's get some justice for these guys. Thanks for everything, and I will see you in the next story. You've been hanging out with TJ. Bye guys.